Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lina and thank you once again for clicking this video. Today I was thinking of whether I should make this a vlog, whether I should make this a day in my life as a PhD student and as a mom. And then I thought, well, this is not what all my days look like, because today I am working from home and I get to work from home once or twice in a week. So it will not be a true reflection of what my day is like. So then I thought, well, it's been 6 months since I started my PhD. How about I give an update? In case you are watching this and you've been thinking of how it feels like to do a PhD, you are watching this and you are that person who probably did not get a first class for their first degree or for their master's, and they never imagine in their wildest dreams that they can do a PhD. Okay, so I am this person that you are. If you are this person, I am this person you are 6 months ago. Never imagining that I could do a PhD. Never imagining that I could be a mom doing a PhD in a foreign land. Yeah, that's a bit of a lot. But yes, I am doing that, and 6 months in, how is it going? So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the in-between. Right. So the good one, I am in constant unbelief that I am doing this, I can do this. So that is good. I'm challenging myself every day. 2, it's the reading culture. It's already been 6 months, but I feel like I read so much and somehow I find it interesting. The very first months, to be honest, I used to read, oh my God. I used to read like a paper for like 2 hours, reading one article, right? And then it was, of course, very draining. And then, okay, I'm just gonna not put it back. And then after like 2 months, 3 months, it got better. And now, even if I'm reading anything like on social media or a general article, it's just a bit quick for me to grasp what the paper is about. So I think it's very, that intellectual level is quite interesting to have, right? 2, if you're doing a PhD in Europe, particularly here in Belgium, I think, as a foreigner, you get paid for it. So of course that's good, right? And it's flexible. Oh my God, this should have been the number one. The flexibility. Like I mentioned before, I work 2 times at home, and the other days I go to the office, but this is because this is the agreement between me and my supervisor for the first year, so that I get used to coming to work. Otherwise, if I want, I can work from home every single day, and that's it. It's good for me because, like I said, balancing being a mom and being a student, so that means I can get to wake up in the morning and clean my house and prepare my meals and everything until like 10, and then I begin to work, unless of course I have meetings. So that is really good. The flexibility is 10-10. If this is something that you are thinking about how you can manage, I know for the next 4 years, as long as I'm going to be doing my PhD, I can do that. We do get leave days as PhD students, just like because we are researchers, right? So we are also staff, because you get paid and all. The only difference is that you don't get taxed, right? So I get my leave days, but also sometimes I don't even use my leave days, because I can just talk to my supervisor that I need some days and I don't have to log them in or something like that. It's between me and my supervisor, really. So that is very good. And then another thing, the PhD that I'm doing is like joint with industry somehow. So I like it because I get to interact with small companies or companies in general in industry. I get to already like apply my research whilst I do it. So I do like coaching sessions or consultancy sessions with small companies, and it builds my confidence on how to speak to clients, how to speak to people in different circles. It builds my network as well. So that is really amazing. And I'm also going to get the opportunity to teach. So that is another aspect of my trades or whatever that is going to be improved. And I also get to be an invigilator. Not a very interesting thing to do, but yeah, I get to do that as well. I get to review and read master's thesis, which is good for my CV, good for my build-up, good for my intellectual capacity. So those are all the good things. I don't write exams. I hate exams. The anxiety that comes with exam writing, oh my God, I don't get to do that. So that's also very interesting. And I have colleagues, each one of them is working on their own PhD, but we're like 3. So that's good. We also get to interact. So I'm not very lonely. And that takes me to the cons. So loneliness. It's been 6 months, but I somehow feel it. And that is because you think about your research so much, and sometimes you want to talk about it so much, but not everyone thinks about your research as much as you do, or knows your research as much as you do. So yeah, you do kind of get the feeling of loneliness. But since it's only been 6 months, I can't fully say this. It's been lonely. 2, another con is the constant thinking of, am I deserving of this? Like, am I really, a PhD is about philosophy. Am I really philosophizing? Am I good enough to be that person who eventually in 4 years becomes a doctor? Can people look at me and think that I know so much? The constant self-doubt. I work on it. I tell myself, I deserve this. I worked for this. But sometimes it just creeps in. And also there are like some sessions already that you are called an expert and you have to give like a workshop or something, and then you're constantly asking yourself, I'm not even so good in this. You're constantly reading. So that self-doubt is real. And I've watched several PhD YouTubes saying, even in their 3rd year, even in their final year, they still think that they are not good enough. So I think this is something that really, is a thing that creeps up. And then another disadvantage is, I think everything is like on the mental health. Like, where do I stop? I know that I can be flexible and work from home and everything, but sometimes even during the weekends, you are thinking about your research. You are forced to say, let me just work on this, because you've got this fear of, okay, what if I'm not doing enough? There are no exams, there are no assignments, there's really nothing to gauge you, except that after 1 year, you submit a report. Every 1 year, you submit a report of what you were doing. So you can imagine there's really no checking in, except of course with your supervisor, and you're just telling them what you've been doing, and they're just correcting you. But there are no exams to mark what you're doing, and eventually you're expected to submit papers, and so you really need to be able to manage your own self. So this is an advantage, but there's also a disadvantage. So you need to learn personal management or project management. And so what I've done is I've enrolled in a course on how to manage my PhD. I haven't done it yet, and I really realized that I need it. Because at first you think, this is how I'm going to break down my topic, this is how I'm going to work on it. But then eventually you realize, I think I don't know how to really do this. And so you have to find ways of managing it. So I've enrolled in a course. I have enrolled in quite a number of courses, even on creative thinking, even on academic English writing. I am trying as much as possible to enroll in all the courses that I feel can benefit me, not just research-wise, but transferable skills as well. Because the other thing is, when you finish a PhD, you need to work, right? Get into industry or remain a researcher. And I want to have the flexibility. So I want to have as much industry skills and transferable skills as much as I need, as much as I can use, and also research and academic skills, so that I can always have a flexibility. I don't know after 4 years if I want to go ahead and become a professor or a lecturer, or if I want to, just become a consultant or coach or something. So that is another thing. And the in-between, I can say managing being a mom and working full-time, not even a PhD, is not even balancing. It's magic. Like how we do it, mothers working full-time and being a mom, it's just magic, honestly. And of course, it's God's grace. So I have created a routine, and I'm not saying it works fully, but this is what I try to do. So, for example, cleaning the home, right? So let me just go into the next. Okay, so I do the cutting so that my videos are not too long because of space in my phone. Okay, so what I do is, when it comes to cleaning my home, I do not clean the whole house at once. Of course, this will drain me and make me so tired and make me hate the cleaning. So what I've decided to do is, for example, the bathroom that I use, only Sundays, that's when I'm going to clean it. And that's when I take my deep soak in and just relax. And then the shower that we use all the time, I also clean it like 3 times a week. And then on Sundays, I try to take out the clothes for the week and just put them aside for myself and for Zane as well, so that Monday mornings I don't have to do that. And every day also I have a helpful partner, so he helps with like preparing Zane whilst I do the lunch boxes and everything. So I go to campus or to the office every day except Wednesdays and sometimes Fridays. So the days that I work from home are the days that I try to clean first before I start working. And also Fridays, I've decided that after work, this is when I like clean the living room and the dining room. And then the kitchen area, I clean that every day. So every day I clean the kitchen area. Every Friday, I clean the living room. Every Sunday, I clean the bathroom. Every 3 days, I clean the shower and the toilets. And the bedroom, yeah, of course, you do your bed every day and pick up things. So, because I know chores are like also the biggest part of being, you know, a mom, of being a woman. You cannot stand just looking at the house being dirty because you're busy. So you have to find your ways around it, because work doesn't stop, laundry doesn't stop, and everything else doesn't stop just because you're working or you're doing a PhD. So I found somehow ways of managing that. And then my meals, I talk about this all the time in my vlogs. I really, on every Sunday, I just sit down when I'm relaxing and I put down what am I going to make every day from Monday to Saturday. So that way I don't get to, because it's like memory offloading, I don't get to think about, oh, I need to make this, I need to make this. I already know. And when I'm working late, I can always say, hey, to my husband, please take this out, or you can already cook in advance. And then for lunch boxes as well, I try to think somehow in advance, but it's difficult, so that I don't think about anything else when I'm sleeping. And yeah, I really try as much as possible not to use my weekends for work. Saturdays, we try to do something, go somewhere, or just to really relax. And Sundays, I use them to go to church, go for a run, come back and just take the long dip in a bathtub, relax, read a book, or just relax. Unless of course I have so much to do, then maybe I work on Saturdays, but I really try so much not to do it. So that's how I somehow manage it. And I also forgot to mention, I think another advantage of doing a PhD is like the conferences and the workshops that you get to attend, so you also get to network and get the exposure. And that's about it for this video. I was just sharing in case you are there and you want to do a PhD. So those are the financial reasons, getting paid, the intellectual reasons, you get to grasp and read things faster, the social reasons, maybe the negative ones that you have to balance your time, and that's it. And just that if you are not a very top student and you want to do a PhD, you can. I think it's possible. 6 months in, for now, I have not yet given up. I don't plan on quitting, and so here I am. Thank you. Until next time.